Welcome back to Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and a weight loss champion. He's Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker.
Cool beans.
I'm former wrestling announcer turned weight loss champion Chuck Carroll. This here is Fourth Down on Fourth and Pain. Be sure to join us each and every weekday at noon. Fourthandpain.com. Fresh content as always. Adam, low calorie, high energy.
And great radio minds.
Absolutely not. And with that, we welcome to the show Goldberg, absent last week, but congratulations, my friend. You and the lovely and talented Mrs. Carriker finish tied as regular season champions in the Pick'em contest.
You know, I have to say thank you very much. It's something that I never would have imagined at the beginning of the year by any stretch of the imagination. Hey, I will take the co-crown and wear it proudly.
Well, we're going to revisit that. We're going to start making some playoff predictions in a little bit. But yes, congratulations. But we wanted to start with you today, Goldberg. We've been asking ourselves this back and forth on the show this year. Rookie of the year. You've got Alfred Morris now. He goes off on Sunday night against the Cowboys. Obviously, you've got Robert Griffin III, Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson. How do you see this one playing out? Who is your rookie of the year and why?
And I got to tell you, in this situation, thanks for pulling that question on me. But it's kind of like flipping a coin, man, because in their own right, I think each of them have been integral in the success of their teams. I mean, look at Luck. Look at the breakout season he's had, you know, and conversely, not conversely, but in the same note, look at Robert Griffin. And then Alfred Morris, dude. I mean, you can't overlook him. You guys know. You especially, Adam, how much he means to the team, and then you know, up at Seattle, dude. Honestly, I think you're gonna have to flip a coin. I don't know how I'm gonna pick from that.
I think if
I
had
really
to
don't.
If I had to pick, it to me it would. Alfred's had a great season, but to me, a quarterback position is just a tad more important than running back. So I would have to go with one of the quarterbacks, and I would go with either Luck or Robert. And to me, Robert has committed the least amount of turnovers in the entire NFL of any quarterback in the NFL, where Luck has almost 20 interceptions. To me, that's the turning point. Got to give it to Robert.
Well, here's the thing that I find
most. Well, hold on. Let me add to that. That, you know, I mean, look at how much of the offense Robert is responsible for. At the same token, you know, as far as rushing yards, you know, you can't forget that. I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, you're right. I have to go with your thought process on that one, but it's really close, man. I mean, any one of these guys could be front runners. They're all front runners. I say you flip a coin.
And you look at just, you know, from the layman standpoint of which quarterback turned around the franchise the most, Seattle had some semblance of success, but Indianapolis and Washington in particular were two teams absolutely in the dumps. And yet the one and the two quarterbacks taken in this April's draft now find themselves in the postseason. Complete turnaround of the franchise. And not only did the Redskins find themselves in the postseason, they go on a 7-game winning streak led by Robert Griffin III, save one game in Cleveland, to reach the postseason. That, to me, kind of gives him the edge just based around what he was able to do.
Do you think this quarterback class can compare to that? It's maybe not as deep, but the class of 85 with Marino and Elway and all those guys, Goldberg?
Well, I mean, as far as the top two are concerned, I'd say yeah. And I'd say that, you know, after you look at how your boy just characterized, or how Chuck just characterized, you know, what they meant to their team in such a year when people thought that, you know, they were at the bottom of the league, and the turnaround was unbelievable. I mean, when Peyton left, Andrew Luck or no Andrew Luck, nobody thought that the season was going to turn around that much. So, I mean, I'd say, yeah, it's comparable. I mean, as far as depth is concerned, I would say no. But as far as the top echelon of the class, I'd say, you know, time will tell, no doubt. But as far as first impressions, I'd say it's pretty damn comparable.
Well, we'll find out when they hand out the award in just a couple of weeks. But you know what? Since we have the both of you on the line, I'm actually going to step aside for the next 3 minutes because there is an absolutely huge game on the horizon. point to make.
Go,
We are
Georgia Bulldogs.
taping
What a horrible
You're hearing that in
song.
your sleep, Adam.
We
I know
are
it's horrible,
It's a
but you're going to be
terrible
hearing
song.
that in your sleep, Adam.
We are
Really,
taping
seriously.
I
this.
hope not. Nightmares.
We are taping this New Year's Eve, one day before Georgia and Nebraska face off in the Capital One Bowl. So I'm just going to turn it over to you two boys, and you two just duke it out.
Well, we're taping this before the game so we can enjoy our holidays, but you fans are going to hear it after the game. So what we're going to do, because at this point you will know it happened, but we don't right now. So we're going to try and predict what's happened at this point. I'll let Goldberg go first. He's the elder gentleman. He is the guest. I'll let him go first.
And I like how you put that. That was very
Elder gentleman.
With all bluntness, with all bluntness aside. Thank you. All I have to say is I bleed red and black, and though I am from the Midwest and Oklahoma, was in the same conference, and I watched Nebraska growing up. I never watched Georgia. I did go to the University of Georgia, and they did have a not a breakout season, but Rick has proved his worth there, and they are a top echelon team. They were, I think, 2 plays away from playing for the national championship. Now, whether they would have won it or not, who knows? But do they have the ability to beat Nebraska in tomorrow? I would say absolutely 100% yes. As far as predicting a score, I'm not going to say it's a blowout because you did bring up a good point. It's a letdown game for them, and when a team goes into a game, kind of cruising and not really playing as if they want to be there, then they could be surprised. Therefore, Nebraska could beat them, so it might be a close game. So I'm just going to go. I'm going to be not objective, but I'm going to be cautious, and I'm just going to say that Georgia is going to pull out the game, no doubt.
He was very polite about that, Adam. I don't think that.
How
be
cool
as
was that?
polite.
That's because we're taping this before, and I don't want to look like a fool. Not because I'm afraid of Adam or anything.
Well, if anyone's been to my Twitter page and seen my pictures of me trying to look like you, they know I have no problem looking like a fool. I will say this: you showed much more class than your fellow Georgian.
I don't know how to take that.
You showed much more class than your well. I don't look like I'm not a wrestler. You were a wrestler. You look like you were supposed to be wearing those things. I did not. I look like I took a shower in baby oil. Like you showed much more class than your fellow Georginian Philip Daniels, who played just a little bit after you did, was on the team here in Washington for many, many years. Him and I have gone back and forth on Twitter, and he came on the show. But being as you showed so much class, I will do the same. I honestly think that Georgia, they're more talented on paper. On paper, they should kill us. They're heavy favorites. But I don't, like I said, I don't think they want to be there. We were annihilated, embarrassed, and humiliated, and I think we are going to be extremely just pumped up and want to prove everyone wrong. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be very high scoring. I think we're going to commit a few turnovers, as we always do. But I think in the end, we're going to win high scoring because neither team has great defenses. I'm going to go 35-31. Nebraska ekes it out.
35-31. All right. So it is written, so it may or may not come to pass.
So we're throwing scores out. I'll go 35-14. How's that?
Oh,
wow.
Well, there went the class.
And
There went the
goes-
class act. All right.
So
Typical
much for-
Georgians.
Oh,
Lack of
hey,
defense.
hey, let's be honest. Like I said, I'm from the Midwest, and I'd love nothing more than to be rooting for Nebraska and their conference if they were not going up against Georgia. I'm a big fan of the Cornhuskers, man, no doubt. And it's in the Bible Belt. It's toughness. There's a certain brand of football there that I truly respect. So whether Georgia was playing them or not, I would never be distasteful in picking my Georgia Bulldogs to destroy your Nebraska Cornhuskers. So there you go. How can you read into that one?
I
Read
think
into
it'll be a
that
good
one whatever you want.
I think it'll be a good game. Yeah.
Goldberg joining us here on 4th and Payne. And Goldberg, before we make our NFL playoff predictions, lo and behold, after all this time, I have gone on and I have paid off this debt that I had to you. And I want you to know that I did this on a snowy day just outside of Washington, D.C., on a very heavily trafficked corner, donned the Goldberg wrestling trunks. Adam, I put on your size 3X football jersey. Looked like a friggin' dress on me. But I'm out there parading around in sunglasses, about 30 degrees, snow's falling, and I'm acting all sorts of foolish as I turned blue, boys. I was turning blue.
Smurf.
Cars were pulling over to take pictures, and I will say, Goldberg, I came through with flying colors.
First of all, I must say that you did, but you referenced snow. I didn't see much snow on the ground. I was expecting it to be falling and, you having to wade through it, going from one side of the corner to the next. But, I did see the video, and I must say that you did come through with flying colors, and I just would hate to be you on that day. It was a good job, dude. Really good job.
Thank you.
I remember that day. It had just started snowing in his defense. It was very cold. Check the video out on fourthandpain.com. If you dare, I guess. I don't know. You might want to wear. You might not want to look. I don't know. Check it out.
Yeah, Goldberg, are you going to retweet that out and just kind of, put me on blast and really humiliate me?
What do you think?
Who's next?
Asked
You're next.
And answered. All right. Before we wrap this up, why you're here, why we're all here, it's time to make our NFL playoff predictions. Let's try to attack this rapid fire. Goldberg, you actually gave us the honor, seeing as though you were the regular season champion, and so we appreciate that. First game on the docket, Cincinnati Bengals at Houston, Texans. Adam, who do you have?
Well, we all know the regular season means nothing. Just ask the Falcons. I got Houston. They have not looked good lately, but what they did last year in the playoffs with their third-string quarterback, they've got their first-string guy, Pro Bowler Matt Schwab. I think they're going to get back and get rolling.
Houston, home field advantage. I like that pick. Goldberg, how do you see it?
I like it also. Houston's got to get rolling, back to that form they had earlier in the season. So I think they're going to beat Cincy, even though we got a nice Georgia Bulldog playing for Cincy. But, hey, they're going down.
And my wife picked Houston as well, real quickly.
It's a clean sweep. And if you want to pick with us, tweet us, hashtag Goldberg Picks at Fourth and Pain. We'll be picking one listener each week to represent the fans. And all through the postseason, we'll be doing a cumulative total, a running tally. Each week, it'll be a different fan counting for the fan vote. So tweet us, hashtag Goldberg Picks. We'll pick one person to pick with us each and every week. Adam, up again, Minnesota Vikings at Green Bay Packers, NFC North showdown. Who do you like?
I mean, I feel stupid picking Green Bay because they just lost to Minnesota, but I think Green Bay, they're going to turn it on. They're a little bit embarrassed about what happened last year in the playoffs. I think they're going to be a different team and get the win.
Ditto. Goldberg, how do you like this one?
I'll go against you. I'll go Vikes.
Vikings, all right. The Viking Santa Claus going with the Vikings.
There we go.
And how is Mrs. Carriker taking this one?
Packers.
Packers all the way. Let's turn our attention now to the Sunday slate. Indianapolis Colts, Andrew Luck, one of the aforementioned rookie quarterbacks, coming in to see the Baltimore Ravens. Goldberg will give you the honors here.
Tough, man. Tough pick there. Very tough pick. I'm going to have to go Ravens.
Ravens?
Even though the spirit of the award event is surely on the side of Indy right now, man. They got some serious mojo going.
Absolutely.
They definitely do.
Chuck Pagano. Adam, how do you see this one?
Actually, it's funny because I'm picking the Ravens because they got Ray Lewis coming back, and I think he's going to ignite that team.
I'm actually bucking the trend. I'm going with Indianapolis and the mojo. I think that Baltimore is just not the team that they were. They kind of backslid into the playoffs. I'm giving the nod to Luck and company. How does your wife see it?
She likes the Ravens as well.
Ah, look at me. I'm going to make up some ground here. And lastly, the big game, Seattle Seahawks at Washington Redskins. Adam, this is your team. We'll start with you.
We're underdogs. I don't understand how. We win 7 games in a row. We got a guy who's in the MVP conversation, maybe the MVP. We got 2 guys up for Rookie of the Year. The way I see it is Seattle, they're not the same team. They're 3-5 away from their stadium. They got to travel, make a 6-hour flight across America. They're moving 3 time zones. They're not even going to know what time to go to bed, let alone what time to get up and play the game the next day. I think it's going to be a fun, good game to watch. Very close. I think we're going to win. I think FedEx is going to be rocking, and FedEx is going to be the difference.
Goldberg, what about you? Are you bucking the trend? Are you going Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks, or are you giving it to the Skins?
Skins, man. I've been with you guys, or those guys, all season, even though you, Chuck, have bet against us in a number of integral games, and though you have lost. I'm curious to see who you're picking.
I like it.
You know what? I am so tired of losing. I am so tired of picking against the Washington Redskins. And my only fear here, guys, is that by picking the Redskins, which I am, it's going to jinx them. But nonetheless, I am very confident that Washington walks away with the victory this Sunday, advances to the second round. And I'm sure your wife is going Redskins.
She's going Redskins.
Shocker.
Real quickly, what rookie quarterback has the better game, RG3 or Russell Wilson?
RG3. RG3. I mean, if we're looking at the complete performance on air, on the ground, RG3 all the way.
I concur.
All right. With that, again, if you want to pick the games with us, tweet Goldberg Picks at 4th and Pain. We'll be picking one lucky listener each week during the course of the playoffs to count for the fan total. And Goldberg, with that, very good luck to you, sir. And pleased to be enjoying my bet payoff video.
Yes, I enjoyed it once, and it left an indelible mark in my brain. And I will be feeding it out to as many people as humanly possible so they can do the same to them.
All right. On that note, we are fresh out of time. I'm Chuck Carroll. Thank you so very much for believing in our weirdness.
I'm Adam Carriker, largest arms on the D-line. Peace out, 4th and Painters.